It's honeymoon time! Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the Figma number 46. It's Miyuki Takara in the summer uniform version. Lucky Star, one of my favorite animes all the way back. It's pretty old, boomer stuff if you might say so. At this point, we got Miyuki. I kind of forgot I had this because I had it in storage for a long time. I do have the entire Lucky Star squad from Figma in the winter uniforms, but at some point I was like, you know what? Maybe I should get the summer uniforms. Then I got Miyuki and Kagami, and then I forgot about the rest. So here we are. I'm gonna review it now. Have fun. So yeah, Lucky Star came out in 2007. I was not even wrong about that. I was 21 at the time. Old man moment. 13.5 centimeters to the top of the head, which means 5.5 inches tall. I have something in my throat from yelling too much. Size comparisons. Here's Jalter, thick robot waifu Polinia Jana or something, SH Figure Arts Chibiusa, and Darkseid. You know, this kind of brings me back to what impressed me early on about Figma. You know, common practice in a lot of lines, a lot of cheaper lines to be fair, is to recycle parts. But with Figmas like these, you could say, well, what about the maid uniform and whatnot? Not maid uniform, but what about the school uniform? Looks like the same and whatnot. No, you have very distinctive parts of this figure that are mostly only on this figure. Now, overall look and detail, she does look accurate to what I've seen on the anime. There's the style of Lucky Star. They have a little bit bigger hats, nice and flowy hair, goes down, and you have this part in the back, which you can take off if you decide to put the base in the hat. You do have a pack in the back, but it's really hard to reach it. Overall, you got the see-through glasses on there and the wonderful, nice blue eyes. Happy to see that the line work in the collar is clean. It is also molded on there. It's not just painted, there's a little bit of depth to it. However, the lines on the shoulder, I mean, this one's okay, I guess, but the other one is, there's a blue smear and the white is not very clean. This is a pre-owned one, so that might be the case of like quality control. Kind of striking. It's not too bad, also considering for an old Figma, but then again, it is very simple. Then you have the hands, which have that Lucky style flavor to it. They look kind of weird and rounded, but that's how it is in the show, so I like the style, it's a different thing. What I don't really like is that the ribbon is standing out so much, but that is mostly due to her having some boobs, which she's like, you know, the bustiest character of the bunch. I don't know what's going on with the shirt though. It's very uncleanly cut off over there. It is wavy, nice, but I don't know, it looks like somebody bit it off a little bit at some parts. Speaking of wavy, the skirt also definitely goes in one direction, and the lines on it has some bleeding. It's not very clean, so kind of unfortunate. And I feel like the skirt is very short because it's pantsu time. They are right under there. Actually, there's a second layer of skirt. But yeah, it's just me, or is this a little bit too low? Also, it's not really a pantsu. It's more like the pantyhose that she's wearing, and then just this completely disconnects. As you've seen before, it's not super well put together up there. I might heat it up, but I think, yes, and it's not a quality control issue. But back to the pantsu, yeah, it's not pantsu, it's just like the pantyhose with a little bit of skin under there still, so you have some more articulation. The ball joints also in there. Line up fairly well with the pantsu, not pantsu again, with the pantyhose, that is, same with the knees, as we go down to her brown regular shoes, and that's about it. For the articulation, I mean, it is an old school Figma, so it's nothing too fancy. The head is on the hinge, so it does move up and down, it does tilt side to side, and it does actually go all the way around. If you move the hair out of the way, it would. It's all hard plastic, by the way. You would think these strains over there are soft plastic. No, they're not. Hard plastic all throughout it, so that's a bit of an issue. Just like that. I don't even know if the shoulder is a double ball combination or if there's just a peg in there. You do have some rotation, so I guess that's what it is, but not a lot. And of course, the ball hinge to move it up and down. Also have rotation in the shoulder pad, I think at least. Just a little bit, but it is stiff and it might break off if you force it too much, so I'm not keen on doing that. Simple ball hinge in the shoulder, moves up and down, and also Has a little bit of rotation, again, might break off if you force it too much. The old school Figmas only having a hinge in the hand, it looks awful, it doesn't line up very nicely. But it does go up and down freely and it does rotate around. Torso articulation, I think it's just on a ball joint over there, so you do have some wiggle motion back and forth. Same with the hip part, you can rotate that around, not that much, but it's alright, I guess, if you combine these two. I guess you would get some sitting poses out of it if you want to have her sit at school. If you're into that diorama kind of stuff, the leg moves up, leg moves out to the side, skirt is not cut up, but it's short enough so you don't have any trouble with that. Also rotates on the thigh. You got the ball hinge in the knee, goes up all the way. Got another ball hinge for the foot, up and down, and does tilt side to side. So, for the accessories, actually, if you're wondering, that was a feature with all the Lucky Star figures. For your Figma line, you always get a completely different head to represent a completely different character of the show, which you just can't swap around if you buy multiples. Can't swap it around with the bodies, especially since you have winter uniforms and summer uniforms. I don't remember the name of green-haired girl. You can let me know in the comments. As for the faces, also, that reflects Lucky Star so well, the facial expressions, or lack thereof. This is actually intentional to not have anything on there. I looked at it and there were no stickers. I had like one that had stickers, but yeah, you do have scenes in Lucky Stars where they just don't have a face or whatever, so that's kind of a joke. Or if you like horror stuff, you can make it like that. And of course, you have the ashamed face. You have this front hairpiece. Why do you have a second front hairpiece? Well, the original one has the glasses attached permanently. It's in there and I don't think you can get it out, and that's why they made a different set of hair. You got the cat, which is always like, I think at the end of the episodes or the intermissions, I'm not sure anymore. This is actually cool. I thought about I'll probably put this figure back into the box, but I might just keep the cat out because I like it. Then we have the hands, which I'm still having the plastic, as I was saying. Probably not going to display this figure, I'm just going to put it back. So you have pointy fingers, you have thumbs up hands, you have fist hands, and you have holy hands, and you got the base, which is completely rusty. That's not a kind of issue, I'd say, with buying old Figmas if they're kept in storage, which is not complete. Oh, okay, wow, shouldn't have touched that. So yeah, the base is done, not usable, and that's your accessories. Final thoughts. This is just one of these reviews where I'm looking at it and I'm telling you guys, this figure is pretty basic. If you can find it pre-owned and like 15 bucks, 20 bucks, maybe 30, I wouldn't go much farther than that. Yes, it's fine. It's something you can play around with, it's something you can swap hands and whatever, and you have a basic schoolgirl body that looks the part, but that's really it. She doesn't have any mind-blowingly. But obviously, if you're a fan of Lucky Star, this is something recommendable. If you're not a fan of Lucky Star, this is probably better options for like a basic schoolgirl body with more accessories. Like even that, if you want to trade accessories, she doesn't really have much to offer there, other than a different head, I guess. So, recommended if you're a fan of Lucky Star, and if you're not, pass, right? That's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Miyuki wants. I don't know, it's so basic. I don't have anything you can think of.